All right, guys, what is up? What is up? New episode of the Scary, Strange, and Paranormal Podcast. Happy Halloween. This is the time of year where we do our spooky paranormal show. And I want to thank you guys. It's been a great season. This has been actually, the viewers have told me, one of their favorite shows of the year, and this is one of the best seasons of the show, with a huge Halloween Day special. I can't wait for you guys. I'm going to be dressing up. I'm going to be all dressed up. We're going to talk about some great Halloween memories through the years, and we're just going to have fun and enjoy Halloween together. And then the big holiday starts: Thanksgiving, Christmas. Just think, a day after Halloween, the year-end series starts. The year-end award shows start November 1st to Christmas Eve. Just think about that. All right. Jason Hawes. I have talked about him. Here's the update. I featured him on the last episode, or the episode, whatever, the past few episodes. I've talked about it a lot. The Conjuring House, Save the Conjuring House with Jason Hawes. He's got a GoFundMe. I just donated $20,000. I'm thinking I should have did more, but they're doing really good. He's gonna take the total at the end and match it. He's gonna double it. We've got some really great people out there. We've got some really great donors. Even if very little is good. Jason Hawes is trying to save the Conjuring House so that some idiots don't get it and charge like $3,000 a night. They want to make it into a money pit. He wants to put money into it, but he wants to make it free for people, and you could donate, but maintenance, all that. He wants to make it affordable and accessible to a lot of the people out there. I think that's, oh wow, look at this. I think that's great. I think that's fantastic, actually. So yeah, I can believe what this. I got my Ghost app on, of course, and it's going crazy. Is what's happening. All right, so there you go. I want to mention that. I'm always mentioning that for him. I'm always spreading the word about the Conjuring House GoFundMe. There you go, Jason Hawes from the show Ghost Hunters Taps. There you go. I gotta talk about growing up in Munchkin Town. Weird New Jersey did cover this. We went there on a tour recently. I do the Murray and J08 Weird New Jersey tours where I take people to sites. We have lunch. I let them do some photography. We talk, we discuss, we hang out. Great club. Um, I provided Weird New Jersey a lot of information through the years, a lot of posts, articles, pictures, video, and that's what they're doing. That's one of the places that we went to. I don't know if I talked about it on this podcast, but Munchkin Town. It was weird. Upper northern New Jersey, in that area. Don't want to exactly say where. Contact me if you're interested in going. I'll take you. It was a town built for munchkins. Everything was small. Everything was tiny. We had a crazy guy come in not too long ago, and he smashed a lot of the houses like an idiot. We had to repair them. I paid for it. Everything is miniaturized. Some of the munchkins are still in there. They're very small hobbiton type hobbits type people. I don't know what you would want to call them. But they're nice. They're great people. I help them. I put money into the community. I help them with their buildings and houses. They're trying to expand Munchkin Town. It's not the same as the Weird New Jersey article of Midgetville. I'm no stranger to that. I've been there. I've met the people. I've contributed in helping restore it. Um, Me and the owner of Gingerbread Castle went there. We did some interviews with people. This is Munchkin Land, Munchkinville. They're very small people, smaller than Midgetville. It's crazy. I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. All right, guys, listen. We talked about this and that, and I talk about a lot of things. And this is something that I kind of was debating on talking about. But I'm going to do it. We're all adults here. I mean, it's not like unbelievable bad. But I just thought it was weird. And I always said to myself, you know what? This would be a story for my paranormal show. And I think people are going to really enjoy it. It's a true story. I've done the research. I actually led Weird New Jersey on it for like a year. But this is a story from my father because apparently this wasn't around when I was, well, actually, no, late 70s, so I wasn't even born yet. But my father knows the story. My dad's uncle knows the story. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, his uncle, his brother, his sister, my uncles and aunts, and my grandmother that passed away, my grandma Murray, from my dad's side. It's kind of crazy, but it's a local story. Wow, no, I shouldn't say that. Local for my father growing up back in the day. But I grew up, I have history there as well. As a matter of fact, I would go there to visit my grandmother that I've talked about many times. She had a haunted house, and I've talked about it recently, past few episodes. That was my mother's mother, so they were all from down there. Okay, Nature Boy, that's what he was called. One of the most talked about stories in New Jersey history. And matter of fact, through the years, I've talked with people with my father, and they said, Sean, Nature Boy, whoa. And they all have the same story. I let people talk. I want to hear what they have to say. And a lot of times their stories added up to mine. It's nuts. My father said that on his way home from school, he would have to cut through a certain area. Everybody knew it. It was kind of like a park. But it was very very closed off to the public. Not that it was private, but you had to go through some tough woods. A lot of history. War, the German war, the Germans, bunkers, cannonballs all over. Very historic. Once was an old graveyard, but people took it down and they were cursed for life. Another story. But here, my father would see Nature Boy. Now, he says in his life he's seen him, which is a lot, 4 times. And 4 times through many years, meaning he got older. And my uncle has a story. He's seen him. My aunt. And I believe a friend that I knew, a lot older than me, that lived through it. But here's my father's stories, okay? The first time he met him or seen him, he was walking in the woods. And he saw a kid, guy, I don't know how old he was, 18, 17, but I'm not sure. He's seen him sitting on a rock by the water, completely in the nude. He always seen the back of him and his butt. And my father said to him, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he turned around and he went, "Er." That's all he said. He didn't speak. All he did was he got up and he ran. But then my father, 5 minutes later, sticking around, heard a big splash. The kid jumped in the water. and was swimming across. It was a freaking deep reservoir, from what I'm to understand. The second time my father seen him, 2 years later, he was older. He jumped out of a swamp. Roar! He went. And my dad went back home and got his brother, his older brother. He was crazy. He was a Watts. He was crazy guy. Good guy. Loved to beat people up. If you needed somebody's legs broke, he's got you. Well, all of a sudden, the kid came around and my uncle ran after him. Let me tell you something. You didn't see this kid for years. The last 2 times my father seen him was in a different... I'm actually maybe around the time I was born. Maybe at the time I was born, and then again when I was around 2. He's seen him. Different area, different park, but kind of the same. Like, I don't know, maybe he would have had to walk maybe an hour or 2 to get to the next area of the land. But my father seen him. He was older. And he was in the nude. And he was standing. Things were all over. He was pooping. As my father was explaining the story, the guy was pooping. He was going. My father's like, shut up with that. Don't you learn any other language? So the guy, he looks at, I'd say he's in his 20s now. He looked at my father and he ran. My father says, I'll never forget this. He had a feather sticking out of his butt. Oh my God. Now, here's the thing. Was he Native American? I don't know. I don't know. It's possible. My father said he didn't look Native American. He didn't act it. But my father found his camp about a year or 2 later. Found his camp, and he came back to... My dad hid in a bush with my aunt, his sister. And sure enough, Nature Boy came back, went in his hut, and buried his butt in the dirt. Like that. And was eating grapes. My father said, we scared the crap out of him. Because as soon as he seen us, he ran. I said, wow. That's the story I wanted to share with you guys. That's the story of Nature Boy. Whoa. Now, my uncle told me a story very similar. Not far from that was a ball field. And he went there. I don't remember if it was another brother or sister of his, my uncle, or sister, or aunt. It might have been a friend. Might have been a friend from school. And playing baseball, and the kid popped out of nowhere and ran across the field, butt naked, nude. Are you ready? With poop all on him. And poop smeared on his butt. And my uncle says when he ran across the field, you could see he left poop behind, like an animal. Here's a guy that lived his entire life in the woods, homeless, nude. Nature Boy. Guys, I want to share that with you. I know it's crazy. Come on. These are stories from, again, I don't bring bullshit on here. I bring respectable people, their stories, and again, a lot of from New Jersey, and like Mark from Weird New Jersey, when they weren't doing their silly TV show, caught on camera. They said to me, Sean, we could make a movie of this. I said, well, I got to get credited because it's my story, my father's story, my family's story. Nature Boy. It was crazy. All right, guys, join me for more paranormal this holiday season, this Halloween season. I hope you guys are enjoying it. What are you guys going to be doing for Halloween? I got a lot of spooky stuff going on. Halloween Day, we're having multiplayer with the viewers. We're having my paranormal podcast special. We're having dress up. We're having virtual trick or treat. Come on, guys. And we're going to do some scary campfire stories. Whoa. Take care, guys. Until then, I'll be seeing you.